Welcome to this workshop session, and on the bench in front of me is the Roland S-50. As you can see, it's in its open format, a little bit dusty because it's been in the workshop for a number of months waiting for me to complete repairs, and I'm almost there. And what I've kind of been waiting for is for me to finish the upgrade on the power board, which is this end of the machine here, which is not visible on camera very well. But it will be once I get this out of the machine. Now I'm not going to show you how I get this out of the machine because it's relatively simple. Once you've got into the machine you can work it out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts, which will need a screwdriver like that. So there's just a little hexagon screwdriver which has come out of my socket set, and that will then just lift out. You disconnect the transformer, you disconnect the boards, and it will just lift out, and then you can work on it. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon. I'm going to work on this. It's something I've been pontificating about for a long time, and the reason why I initially thought I'm not going to do this is purely because I couldn't get some of the parts. Then when I went back and looked, I found I could get those parts, and they've been sitting in that brown box that's sitting over there behind me for probably about 2 months, waiting for me to get in here and do it. Now I haven't been feeling particularly well, and it's been buggerily cold out here, so I haven't done it. And to be honest, I've had the fan going for about an hour before I came in here, just to make it pleasant, because it is still quite cold out there, but it's more mild than it has been. So let's get on with this. So the next time you see this, you'll see the power board out on the bench, and let's start replacing the capacitors. I know in the intro I said I wasn't going to show this, but I thought, what the hell, it's just as easy to show how to get this out. So the first thing we need to do is release this from the circuit board. It's a big connector and a small connector. Both come out just like that. So this one's for the disk drive, this one's for the circuit board. Let's move them out of the way. Then we come over onto this side here, and this is the mains in. Just comes out just like that. And then we've got 4 screws, bolts effectively, and they just come off like so. It comes and a washer. There's one. Number 2. Number 3. And that's the circuit board out. Now, really important safety tip, safety point. You'll notice that there is an earth wire here that comes off of the main input. That goes onto there, that grounds the chassis. And then there was an earth wire that came off here that grounds the power board. When you reconnect this, remember to put them back. Otherwise you are not grounding the chassis and you run the risk of an electric shock. Anyway, just a minor point. But now that's out, I'm going to move this off the bench and we can get working on the capacitors on the power board itself. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. and consider becoming a Patreon. The next thing is we have to separate the power board from the heatsink, which is this aluminium heatsink that sits underneath the power board itself. That's 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. So I think these are one of those. That's the one. So removing the voltage regulator, and then these two here. 1, 2. And then the power board slides out. So you lift it from the back like so, and then you slide it out like so. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to put these just like that, so we don't lose them. Put that to one side. Now we have the power board that we can work on. Okay, this is the board, the power board that's been taken out, the S-50. We're going to replace the capacitors. That one, 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 and that one. We don't need to replace these. They shouldn't have gone. These are the ones we're trying to protect ourselves from. So laid out on the bench in front of me, I've got, that's the equivalent of that one. Those two are those 3 are 1, 2, 3, and those 2 are these 2 here. So with a bit of luck, this won't take too long. I'll get the desoldering tool over onto the bench in a sec. Just move some bits and bobs out of the way I don't need, and get going. Now the way I'm going to do this is quite simply, I'm just going to take one out and put one back in. So I'm going to start with this big one. So if that wasn't clear to people, these new capacitors I've got, the gap between the two terminals is bigger than the gap there. What I've just done is inspected those capacitors, and those capacitors are actually fine. So I'm just going to put them back in situ and resolder them. And then I'll get some replacement ones and send those back. So there you have it. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one have all been replaced. These two will be replaced. Just need to order some more capacitors for them. But there you go. That's the power board recapped. So with a bit of luck, I'll put that back in the machine and test it. But that won't be till tomorrow. So for now, that's all we're going to do.